whatever you're comfortable doing. But we're going to go for toe yoga first of all. So for those who haven't done toe yoga, come as close as I can to the screen so you can see my feet. But all we're trying to do is lift the big toes up and then press the big toes down and lift the other foot up. Okay, so we're just going to try and lift the big toes up and then lift the other foot up. If you can't do that, what we're going to do is just lift all the toes up and then press all the toes down. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Lifting the big toes up, pressing the big toes down. If you can't do it, just focus on lifting the whole toes up at the same time. Don't worry too much about the big toes versus the other toes, but do practice trying to work between, so just got pollen, the big toe and the small toes. So large toe up, and then we're pressing down. So we've got a few drills to go through today, a nice little flow in there. There's not much time between the drills. We're just going to keep on working through the whole body, and then we'll finish on the mats lying down. I can't wait already. So big toes up, and then press the big toe down. Big toes up. And press down. Good work. Squeeze the toes as high as you can, and then press down. You might even find that when you lift the big toe, push the knees back to help it up. That's okay as well. Press down. 5, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go straight into our torques. So we're just going to start to rotate our hips around. But for this time around, I want to really focus on pushing the knees back into extension. So when we're going back, I want to really push the knee back into extension to really get into that supination of the foot. So we're off we go. We're rotating around, but push the knees back if you can. And we're looking for, when we rotate down to our right hand side, the right hand foot is wanting to be the weight on the outside. And then when we rotate down to the left hand side, we're wanting the weight to be on the outside as well. So again, we're just going to go side to side. Focus on the knees rather than the pelvis. So rather than just going side to side, try and think about the knees being pushed back into full extension there itself. And that's a great one for shopping queues, coffee queues, waiting for kettle to boil. Just really try and get that contact with the ground, that relationship with the ground itself. Pushing the knees back. Good work. And it doesn't have to be a huge rotation. It can just be a small amount. But we're looking at keeping that whole foot in contact with the ground. And we should feel our knees rotate around as we push them back. So the knees should be pointing out towards the side here. And as we rotate around towards there, the knees pointing over here. So the knees do rotate when we're doing this. In 3, 2, 1. Step in the right foot forward. We're just going to go into inclination lunge. So we're just going to come forward and back out. And when you come back out, I want you to lift the big toe up. Forward through the foot, back, big toe up. Forward through the foot, big toe up. Work. So with this one here, we're just letting the body go where the hand wants to. So you kind of want to go up about 45 degrees. So you kind of want to just stretch through that foot. As we go forward, arch flattens out, pronation. As we come back, arch lifts up. We're just going to go between the front foot and the back foot. The back foot, the heel can lift off the ground, so all the weight comes onto the front foot. So you find yourself on the whole foot in the front, and you come off the back foot. So all the way forward, lifting that toe as well as we come back. 15 seconds. Good work. Oops, that's coming in. So 3, 2, 1. Switch over. It's going to be the left foot forward this time around. Reaching the left hand and off we go. Just take that weight forward, and then when we come back out, pull the big toe up as well. So forward. And when we come back, lift the big toe. Forward, lift the big toe. And we're just going to rotate off that front foot. Forward, pull the big toe up. Forward, pull the big toe up. We're shifting the weight from the back leg into the front leg there. We're really trying to get the inside arch of the foot is called the windlass mechanism, and that's something that's really important for walking, but also for running. But equally, in my job, it's probably one of the biggest things we see that drops out when we have people with plantar fasciitis pain, people with heel pain, people with Achilles tendon problems, which we tend to lose the ability of the foot to pull up here. So it's definitely something to practice that toe extension as we're doing a job. 10 seconds to go. Reach. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Back the right foot forward. It's going to be a box drill this time. So right foot forward. We'll take our hands, and all we're going to do is we'll step the left foot back, take the box to the ground, fully extend the leg out, and then we're going to step forward, put the box on the shelf. Again, fully extending the back leg. So the left leg is the one that's sitting forward. The right leg is the one that's staying dead still. And all we're going to do is go from box to ground to box to shelf. 3, 2, 1, off we go. As we step forward, weight comes on the forefoot. We're not lifting the heel off the ground, we're keeping that leg locked out. And as we step back, the weight should be on the heel. But we're still keeping that toes down as well. So we're shifting the weight through the foot. And that's one of the big things that we struggle with the new shoes that we wear nowadays. And being on the seats a lot of times, sitting for our work, we don't tend to get that lower down to that foot in that. Really try and push the knee back as well. Into foot extension as you step forward. Into foot extension as you step back. Speed doesn't matter. Go as quickly or as comfortable as you feel comfortable going. So we're still just at the foot and ankle of today's mobility section, and then we're going to go up into the knee next after these box drills. 3, 2, 1. The left foot's going to be fixed. The right foot's going to go forward and back this time. So we're stepping back. We're going to have back and go high. And you might find that it's a wee bit tight on one side, it might be a wee bit stiffer at the ankle joint on one side. That might be the area that you spend a little bit more time just working into. Form. Setting last sideways into the class there. Good job. Step forward, stepping back. 15 seconds to go, guys, and then we're going to go on to our mats next. So we're going to go on our mats next. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. They're going to jump onto our mats. And they show you this one facing toward you. That's okay. So we're going to go into glute bridge position. All we're going to do is we're going to hang out in a sitting position. And all we're going to do with the right leg is we're digging the heel in and we're spinning the leg out. Okay. You can keep your hands on the inside of your knee to stop the leg from dropping in and dropping out. I want you to really focus on the spin of the foot. And we're going to do that for a minute on each leg there, okay? So keep your hands inside your knees there and just turn the foot out, turn the foot in. You might even want to stop the legs from going too close together if they keep pushing together. So ready? Sitting up tall, knees as close together as you can. We're only working the right foot. Hold the knees in place and up we go. It's like waving with your foot there itself. Dig your heel in and don't let the upper knee rotate out. So it's like a window wiper or wave with the foot. And what we're doing here is we're actually rotating the tibia shaft and also the fib. And that's something that gets quite stuck down sometimes as well. And that being stuck down leads to lateral shin issues as well, lateral problems of the upper thigh, your ITB syndromes, your lateral quad syndrome as well. If that's all stuck down here, you tend to find there's an overload higher up the chain itself. Dig your heel in, wave the foot. Okay, so nothing's coming from the hip, it's all coming from the knee itself. 5 seconds, and we're going on to the left hand side. Good work. Keep the knee pinned in position. 3, 2, 1. We'll switch feet over and off we go. Keeping the hand on the inside of the knee, sorry, the outside of the knee, my apologies. And we're just going to wave that foot. All comes from the knee down rather than anything above the knee itself. Just a nice mobilizer for tibia, fibula, ankle joint as well. So we're moving up the tree. Going from downstream to upstream today. Foot to glute. Keep waving that foot. 25 seconds to go. Keep the knee dead still. Start to feel, if you're pulling the foot up towards you to dig your heel in, you start to feel the front of the shin, just a wee bit of a mild muscle ache more than anything else. And we're going to go into the hamstrings next. So hamstrings are going to be the next one we're going to work into. But you'll notice that all we're doing today is moving joints, and the muscles have to react. So in 3, 2, 1, we're going to go onto our backs. And we're just going to have a leg here. We'll work up the right hand side first of all, if that's cool. So we're going to be right leg in there, and all we're going to do is extend up and then back down. You can have hand hold here if you wish to, and then back down. Off we go. So hand in the front of the leg, pushing up, going all the way down. So really pull it right in towards the bottom as well. Very, very simple flow today, very, very easy to do wherever you are, even do it in the office, right? Push, pull. Make sure there's an active pull with the heel towards the bottom row. Not forcing it, but just go as far as you feel comfortable going. You might even find the leg shakes a little bit at the top there, but it's no tension. And maybe normal for you. Push. 10 seconds still. 3, 2, 1. Switch over. We're on to the left leg this time. Left leg this time. Other leg down straight you can. Ready and off we go. Push your leg through, pull the heel back. Lead with the toes, pull the heel back. Keeping the knee rough at 90 degrees if you can, and try not to let it come towards you. You probably want to sneak the hip flexors in, but keep that knee quite straight towards you. 30 seconds, guys. Then move the hips will be next. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're doing all fours next. We're going to do what we call our car movement. So articular rotations are continuous articular rotation. So we're going to extend up with the hip, we'll come out to the side with the hip, we'll come forward with the hip, and then we'll come back down to place it back in the start. And we're just going to work off the right hand leg, and it's going to be in what we call anti-clockwise position. So it's going to be out to the back, out to the side, keep the leg parallel, Up to the front towards the elbow, back in, back down. Ready, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Push, slowly rotate, drive about, hold, slowly forward to the elbow, and back down, straight into our neck trip. Up, rotate, out, forward, back down, out, rotate, over, forward, down, out, super slow, rotate, out again, forward, and back down. Making the joints move slowly so the muscles have to work under tension. Extend, rotate, out, forward, and back down. Change over to the left hand leg, exact same pattern. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Rotate, over, forward, and down. Up, rotate, forward, over, down. Up, rotate, over, forward, down. Lovely work. Up, rotate, over, forward, down. Keep working out here, guys. Trying to get as big a movement through the hip as possible. You get that joint opens into abduction, into rotation, into bend and stretch and flexion extension. 3, 2, 1. We're up to the right leg again. This time's going to go clockwise to actually go forward, then go out, and then take it back in, and then come back down. So ready, 3, 2, 1. Right leg clockwise, forward, out, back, down, forward. Keeping the back as flat as you can, so it's coming from the hip rather than the lower back. There will be some associated movements, so you will find the back has to move. We want to make the primary mover there. Good. And again, just work through the range you're able to work in. 3, 2, 1, and left leg now anti-clockwise. Forward, out, heel high, back, forward, knee leads away, heel leads away, back, forward, lateral, rotates, driving back in, forward, lateral, rotates, back in. Forward, back, rotates, and 10 seconds, guys. Forward, back. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze one last one into the pad. And we're on to our backs, and we're going to lower back now. So we're going to lower back now. Hip twist. So find yourself lying flat down. Hands can go either T-bar position. Legs are going to be up here. And all we're going to do is we're going to go from one side, up over, the opposite. If that's too much, pin the feet down and just let the legs go from side to side. If that's too much itself, just go one leg at a time. So, in 3 seconds, legs up if you can, find your starting position, arms pinned down for support, so the whole body's not rolling with you, the upper body stays dead still, off we go. One side, slowly to the other side. Keeping the speed super slow. With this here, you want to kind of move the knees just past the hips so the muscles have to control the movement down. Rather than just slamming the hips into the ground, you control the movement itself. So we're onto our lumbar spine now, or our lower back. A great exercise just to degrease if you've been sitting all day and just lie on the back, and just let the hips go from side to side. Just getting some rotation through the body itself. 15 seconds. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto our front side. We're going to go to our cobra position. So hands are going to be just underneath our shoulder, and all we're going to do is pop ourselves up as far as we feel comfortable going, and I'm going to lower ourselves back down. If the hands will extend too much, just come up onto the elbows and then back down. Starting 3, 2, 1. Hand under the shoulders, push through, and then backwards. If you can tie your breathe, that'd be great. So deep breath in and back down. And again, lead with the head, push with the chest, then the lower back comes up, push with the hands, and back down, segmentally as well. Don't rush it, let the head come up as high as you can, let the chest come up as high as you can, let the back come up, try not to let the pelvis come off the ground, and again, head, chest, stomach comes off. Slip down and do that. Head, chest, stomach, and back down. 5 seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1, and hands and knees. And you get full roller there. You can grab your full roller. We're going to put it on the outside of the left hand. Left hand's going down, right hand's going to be on top of the foam roller, keeping the arm locked out on this side here, locked out. We're going to reach through, try to get our shoulders close to the ground if we can, and then back in. Thread the needle, okay? All the way over, and back in. Off we go. Through, and then back in. Super slow. So count to 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Slow. And I would say just do as you can. And out we go. In we come. 3, 2, 1. Switch it over. So we're inside the right hand side now. Left hand reaching. Our minute starts in 5 seconds. 3, 2, off we go. 5, 3, 2, 1, back in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the weight over that front rest if you can. Really reach through, keep the elbows straight if you can in the supporting one. 2, We let the shoulder drop down, push underneath. And breathe out as we go out. Hold. Breathe in as we come back in. Breathe out as we go out. In as we come in. Last one. Out as we go. In as we come back in. Perfect. Sitting back on our heels if we can. We're just going to do our neck stretch now. So it's going to be left hand on top of the head. We're going to pull over towards the side. And we're going to look down towards our left knee. Then come all the way back up. Switch over. Towards the side first. Down towards the right knee. Up. Over. Down. Minute starts. Now, off we go. Over, down, up, over, down. Let the hand really stretch back, so stretch that neck. Looking down towards the ground, pulls on that upper levator scapulae, upper trapezius muscle, the suboccipital muscle at the back of the neck. Good. Up, over. Don't force the head. Don't try and pull your head off. Just let it go across where it feels the tension builds up. Over and down. Stretch that opposite hand down as we reach. Over. Down. Breathe out as the stretch comes with. So don't force it. Just put the weight of your hands on the head to guide the neck over. 3, 2, last one. Squeeze this last one in. Over, look down. And then back up. We'll come back. Since we're going to shoulders next. So we'll be standing. And we're going to have our hands out to the side. And we're going to rotate one direction whilst we're moving the other one in the opposite direction. So ready? Off we go. We're really going to try and get the last couple of millimeters out. So it's a bit like bringing out a dishcloth. Really try and keep the head still. You'll find that my right shoulder is higher than my left shoulder now. And then the opposite happens there. So we're really trying to get that shoulder blades linking into the elbows, linking into the wrists. Okay. You really work through, spin the hands as much as you can. Good work. Really working hard here. Squeeze that shoulder. A great one if there's any issues with upper back stiffness, neck tightness, any shoulder, wrists, anything like mouse work, repetitive strain stuff, really quite nice just to unravel all the muscles and stuff. 5, 3, 2, 1, relax arms back down. This time we're going to do both arms out. We're going to fold in. And then we're going to rotate out. Okay, so what that looks like from the side is we're going to fold in, everything comes in, and then we're going to fold out, everything goes back in extension. 3, 2, 1, and go in and out. Breathe out. Breathe in. Looking up toward the roof. Only change the movement when your breath's complete if you can. Find the arms something heavy. You need to know how a little shake, please do. And seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. Last one. We're onto our backs on the mat, and we're gonna, if you feel comfortable enough to do it, just close your eyes over, palms open, head back, let your body just hang where it goes, and we'll hang it here for a minute altogether, a minute and just over. So just get your breathing back to normal. Focus on your breathing. Focus where you are. Close the eyes over, palms open. And open your eyes, put yourself back into the room. You can hang it there. I'm just going to pause the record in. So take your time. You are getting up after being lying down for a wee smidgen of time. Good job. Well done, guys. So nice. All body float there. Just working on moving the joints. That's what the biggest principle is move the joints and the muscles will react to hold that. Now, with mobility, it's quite easy to go quick. So when you slow it right down, it's a lot trickier. And then some of these drills can be done in isolation, i.e. if you are struggling with rounded shoulders and quite tight or you're quite stressed just now, really trial out that shoulder rings or that shoulder drill. They could be great for just releasing some of the tension. Same with the footwork. If there's one part of the footwork that worked well for you and 2 or 3 that didn't, stick to the ones that work well for you. What else we have? Lower back, and just getting the back moving, getting the thoracic spine moving. That thread needle drill is it's a long-lasting drill. It's been on the go for ages, but it's really quite nice if you slow it right down and really try and get your breath working whilst you're doing that as well. Does anyone have any questions at all? Is everyone still awake? Good job, guys. I was going to throw out to you, Johnny, you probably won't do much mobility before you work normally, but have a little, just be mindful of how your day is today and see if it was more productive, less productive, more energized, less energized, more dots joined together today than normal. Right, guys, well done. The class should be up by about 10 o'clock if you want to do it again this evening. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to do more body weight work again. So we're looking at time under tension. So we'll probably go back to a few of the drills we did at the start of the classroom. We're going through our hinge, our single leg work again. So next week will be a bit more active and a lot more, not harder work, but just different work than today itself. Take care. Have a lovely weekend.
Okay, thanks, James.
Thanks.
Cheers. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.